I am producing the Macworld Live Stage, as I have for the last several years. And the idea there is it's a place on the show floor where we conduct interviews. We do a little demonstration, but largely it's interviews with people who are in the industry, people who have either termed themselves pundits or we've declared them as such during that time. We have some goofy stuff. We do the Macworld podcast Pundit Showdown. Phil Michaels will be doing that again, and that's always a hoot. We have a bunch of different programs this time. I'll be doing a handful of them. Some of the other Macworld editors will be doing some. Jason Snell will be doing a couple. Serenity Caldwell will be doing some. Dan Morin is doing one, and Lex Friedman is doing one as well. So we have 3 days of content starting at 11, running up to the end of the show, and people should come on by. We'll also be streaming it across the web, so people can watch it live if they can't come to the show.
You know, it doesn't sound like much. Oh, yeah, well, we have 3 days of content, and, we'll have this and we'll have that. It's a lot of work to put together and to try to cover everything you want to cover that people want to see. You always end up leaving something out, and I'm sure there's always something more you want to do, but it's still a lot of content to coordinate.
It's a lot of stuff to do, but honestly, once you get people on board, it just happens. I mean, the people that are going to be running each session are really good with people. They wouldn't be up there if they weren't. And we tend to invite people that are good talkers and have interesting things to say. So I imagine you'll see John Gruber up there with a more appropriate T-shirt this year. We'll see. For those who don't know, John had a very interesting T-shirt that needed just a little duct tape to make it perfect. And so we have people that do interesting stuff. So it's pretty easy once you invite the right people to get up there. Each session is going to be about 50 minutes long, so there'll be plenty of time for us to stretch out and explore different topics. So it's a nice thing for people to do if they've walked the show floor a couple of times and they want to take a load off and hear some interesting content, or they can just come there because they want to hear it, and then afterwards they can browse around the show.
Well, how about you? Now, that's you're coordinating the stage, obviously, because that's a lot of other people, but where do people go to see the hair?
Oh, the hair. Well, if they want to see the hair as well as the body under it, I am doing, let's see, I'm looking at Thursday. Thursday at 11, I'm going to be doing a session with the iFixit guys. We did this last year, and I put them badly on the spot. Basically, I said, people, show up with your broken stuff, and we'll make these guys fix it for you live. And they were very good sports to try. But, people would come up with just the weirdest stuff. And here's this poor guy, I'm talking to Kyle, who runs the company, and the other guy's in there trying to rapidly fix things, and he's sweating, and it's, the problem is more complex than he anticipated. And so some stuff got fixed, other stuff didn't get fixed. This year, we may take a request or two, depending on what it is. But this time, they're actually going to bring some common things that break, like your iPhone screen, for example. What do you do? Well, they'll show you how to replace that. If you want to put an extra media drive into a Mac Mini, for example, they'll show you how to do that. Then I am going off the stage, and I'm going to be on a panel with you. We're going to be talking about parenting, because I'm a parent. And you actually had a session like that on our stage last year, and now you've got your own session for that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Later in the day at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be interviewing the band Mo, which is a jam band, M-O-E, period. And great musicians. And one of the reasons they're going to be at Expo is because they have been performing on iOS devices. And not in just kind of a pandering sort of way, but the music they make on these things is really good. I mean, they're a great band to begin with, but the fact that they can manipulate these devices and turn out music as good as it is remarkable. So we're going to talk to them about that, and they'll be doing a performance afterwards. Then I have a rapid fire session later that day where I talk about DVD ripping. I have 5 minutes to do it. So in 5 minutes, I have to tell you how to rip DVDs in the best possible way. Friday, I'm going to have a panel of creative people. Bert Monroy is going to be on there. We're going to talk about what it's like to be a creative person using Apple technology. After that, we'll have a Mac 911 live session. Serenity Caldwell is going to be running that, but Ted Landau and I are going to be on stage, and we'll be taking questions live and over the internet and via Twitter. So if you have troubleshooting questions, send them along. Jason Snell's running an Ask the Editor session at 3 o'clock that I'm part of. Then there's the Macworld All-Star Band Party on Friday night. You must have tickets. Saturday, I'm talking to Adam Engst and his group about Take Control, their series of e-publications. I'll do another music interview at 1 with a band called Atomic Tom. They're more of a mainstream rock band who also uses Apple technology. And then Jason Snell has an Expo wrap-up at 3 o'clock on Saturday, and we'll be talking about what happened at Expo. Actually, we're not calling it Expo. What happened at the event formerly called Expo, which I'm going to call Expo for the rest of the summer.